Hello, everyone. My name is Roya, and I am so excited for the next A Song in Ice of Fire book, The Winds of Winter. Unfortunately, there is still no release date because George R.R. Martin is taking forever to write the books, which I guess makes sense, seeing as how long they are. If you're like me and you are anxiously awaiting the arrival of the next book, you're probably hoping that there are some other books out there that kind of might have elements of Game of Thrones in them. So I am going to share some with you because I'm sure I'm not the only one who misses being punched in the face by a book when a character unexpectedly dies, or just what or having like a whole bunch of characters that are all really awesome, etc., etc. Here are some books that you can read while we're all waiting for The Winds of Winter. The first one is a tad obvious, but that is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan. I can't say her name. Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. And this is basically marketed as like YA Game of Thrones. And that's kind of how it really feels like. So basically, you have multiple point of view characters, but there are really only like 4 of them. And there are a bunch of kingdoms too, but there are only 3 of them. So it's kind of like Game of Thrones light a little bit, but the thing that really makes it feel like Game of Thrones is that you really don't know who's going to die, because main characters could even get killed off. Like, you just don't know. And I mean, the thing that makes it YA for sure is that basically all the point of view characters are like teenagers. None of them are adults, but it's still very Game of Thrones-esque in a way. Next is a series called the EmberVerse Series, or the Change Series, whatever you want to call it, by S.M. Sterling. The first book is Dies the Fire, and basically it is about today's world, but post-apocalyptic with a medieval society, basically. So all technology stops working, and everyone starts living like it's medieval times. So this series has an original trilogy and then another series of 3 or 4 books that's like a spin-off, and then there's another spin-off series that just started. So basically there are a lot of books in this series that will keep you entertained. Next, we have the Noble Dead series. This is a series about some awesome, badass people fighting vampires and other undead things. And there are also a lot of books in this series that, there are enough books in this series to keep you entertained. There are like 12 of them or something, 12, 13, 14, 15, in that range. The last one just came out, so if you're looking for a series that is actually completely finished, so that you're not left at a cliffhanger without like a new book that's out, you should totally check this one out. And the last book that I highly recommend to fans of A Song of Ice and Fire who are anxiously awaiting the next book is the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. And so here's the thing. So this book takes place in olden day Scotland, in like the 1700s in Scotland, and a woman from the 1940s goes back in time to 1740s Scotland. And basically, this book, it feels, because it's colonial times kind of, and so it feels like medieval times with guns and powdered wigs sometimes, because there's still a lot of sword fights, there's still a lot of crazy things, and if you like getting punched in the face by a book when it leaves you with this horrible thing that suddenly happens, all kinds of stuff, like, you know, just like Game of Thrones and all of its sequels, then I think you would really like the Outlander series. I mean, it's really different, but it is also really similar. Like, it's different in setting and context and everything, but it's very similar in kind of how the characters are and some of the stuff that happens and just the overall feel of it. Those are the books that I recommend to you all if you're waiting for The Winds of Winter and just can't even take it anymore. There's also a a sample chapter from The Winds of Winter that I will leave a link to down below in case you need even more of a reason to be anxiously awaiting this book. Because, hey, anything to keep ourselves from knocking on George R.R. Martin's door and potentially making him so annoyed that he kills off some more characters. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!